just showing you how low the tide can get. Because if I wanted to, I can literally walk in the ocean right now because there's at least 100 yards before I even touch the water. But in
Show
a
him the
couple
top of the.
hours,
Show him the top. There's no reference. Yeah.
so when
Is,
you see that,
is it
hey,
nighttime?
Cat.
Is it
So when
night?
you see that lady in red, the water can get all the way up there, and it splashes off of everything. Like just when we were at lunch today, we thought it was thundering, but then we realized it was the water smashing off the rocks. So Fred, what time did I see that video? What was it, three?
She's showing us
Two something?
Zanzibar.
Yeah, something like
So
that.
just so it does it every 7 hours. So I'm about to, I mean 6 hours. I'm about to walk upstairs to show you how hot it can get.
You said she walking in the Indian Ocean right now because the water recedes so much.
Yeah. So you see how high she's going up?
Oh, the good brother's here. Now you gotta get Samara.
She's not home, but
Is it nighttime?
Yeah, they're 8
Yes,
hours.
sir. It is. It's 9:20 at night.
Oh, it's night. Oh, that's why it's so dark. I couldn't even see you. And like right now, I got a blank screen.
Yeah, because I just turned the camera back on me. I'm about to go into the lobby so that y'all can see me better.
All right, well, while you walking, mute your phone because all we hear is wind. Yeah.
We back in for another episode. We after some technical delay.
As usual.
As usual, Grandpa done figured it out by himself today. So we done improved some things on the show.
Yeah, I closed the whole thing out and started over again. I mean, I even shut it down.
We got our August panel. We got Grandpa, the star of the show. Would you like some help falling asleep? We got not in Africa, Freddie, Uncle Pooh Bear, and we got Bro Kage.
He's a hater.
Not in Africa, Freddie. We got Mother Africa. Don't mess with her because she'll shut your water off.
Right.
We got the Bro Kage Bear. This let's beer in, but let's get our topics because we run a little behind at the moment.
Oh yeah, we're running way behind.
So, Grandpa, what you got today?
I got the good stuff that you Yazoo ginger.
Oh, stuff I left.
Yeah, you left me. You got 3 of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, this ice cold.
Oh yeah, that ginger stuff is good.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to see the young man here, Brooklyn Barrett. How you doing, Brooklyn?
Brooklyn Barrett.
Hey, that's gonna be new. I'm taking it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's
Bro Kage.
Oh, he read it.
For some reason, on my screen. Okay, now I can see Crystal.
It's wild looking at Auntie. Look at us. She's looking at us like we poor. She's like, look at these poor people.
First time I saw her, my screen is smaller than usual. I don't know what happened.
Don't touch it.
Look, this is how we're gonna see Auntie from now on. Uncle Freddy's gonna have to move to Zanzibar because she ain't coming back.
She says she ain't coming back. So
you love Zanzibar?
Yeah, but you can't get there. But you can't get there by boat no more. She done shut off the water, y'all. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. She can't get no good beer.
Oh, okay.
Ain't no beer in Zanzibar? Is it one of those Muslim countries where you can't have alcohol?
I have Kilimanjaro lager.
Is it a big flavor?
It tastes like Bud Light. Pops would love it. Here you go, Pop.
Oh yeah. You say it tastes like Bud Light? Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a quart, ain't it?
A
quart. You see it, Pops?
Is that 24 ounces?
How many ounces is it, Chris?
Did I lose y'all?
You back?
How
many ounces?
Yeah.
Oh, how many ounces is it?
This is fatty. You know they don't do ounces. Americans are the only ones who do that stupid count.
What you think it is?
Y'all can't hear me?
She said a lot. That's what she said.
That's what I say. They don't do ounces over here. We're the only ones who do ounces.
You know what it's
This is 500 milliliters.
Oh,
don't
okay.
nobody know what that is.
Yeah.
It's
We
half
can
a
always-
And it's
half
only
a liter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's almost
and I'm
Okay.
Yeah, she keep freezing.
And it
let me
tastes
go back in.
it tastes like Bud Light, eh?
Yes, it's trash.
Oh, shoot, I'm about
I'm trying to get in. I'm gonna go back in by the bit. Yeah, it's like trash, pops.
she got you.
All right, I got
And it's only 4 point.
I got neon hugs again.
Oh, okay.
We still haven't finished this. Neon
How many more
hugs,
do you
7%
have?
Goose Island, neon hugs.
You
It's
had
the
that
IPA.
last week? You had that before?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
What you got, bro Kage? I know you got some tea or something.
Brooklyn.
Oh, it's different from here now. That's it. So I'm drinking my nice like sugar-free coffee with my sugar-free creamer and my Namaste home with my dog cup that came from that came from Cynthia Martin. It was a fantastic gift that I got. So
That's funny.
That's
I
nice
got-
blood.
I got Ranch Rider Spirits Company jalapeno ranch water, only reposado tequila, sparkling water, real lime, and jalapeno. It's
What?
It's a lot going on there.
It's
Right.
it's a tequila drink in a can.
Wow.
Okay, no more work for you today, huh?
Did you say jalapeno?
Yeah, jalapeno.
Hmm.
Grandpa's intrigued. I'll save you the other can, Grandpa.
Yeah, that's quite a combination there.
It smells spicy, so that's automatically an 8 in my book to start.
It smells spicy.
I like it. I like the smell.
I'm gonna go with a 6. I'm on with Dad and a 6.
Oh, they ain't lying. It tastes like everything I read off this can. There's no sugar coating it. Grandpa, I'll bring you the other can of this so you can determine, because I don't think it's bad. I think
you was gonna love it.
Yeah, I don't love it. Spicy, because I like spicy stuff. I like it, but I feel like
it ain't in that you gave me last week, is it?
No, it's not the same thing.
No, okay.
No, that what you got is the ginger thing, but
the ginger. I'm talking about that other. There's some more down there you left.
Oh yeah. This is not that.
No,
it's not that. Well, no. But now that we done beard and teed in, I named the episode, I think, Renig, because what I want to talk about in business, especially at different levels, because as we see it, how the rules are different. Like if I renege on a loan, I have to suffer a penalty.
Yeah.
What type of reneging penalty happens for, like, say, an Elon Musk when you renege on buying a $44 billion corporation? What type of penalties happen with that?
Why would he get penalized?
So apparently Twitter said they're suing him now because they wouldn't have released all that data that they have if he wasn't going to buy it. But now that he had backed out, they said there's a lot of, I guess, personal or whatever information they released to him that's just out there now, and they feel like they've been exposed or they've been damaged in some way.
Well, he said they lied to him, though, didn't he?
I believe that. I believe they did. I believe he did say that they lied about, like, the number of people who are actively using it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if we ain't finalized, we ain't swapped no money. Ain't no penalty. What? We negotiating.
But, like, isn't it so, like, because it's a publicly traded company, though? Can't that be, like, seen as tampering or some type of insider trading? Like, because the price of Twitter value went up drastically the moment he even talked about buying it.
But that's the market playing their odds. He ain't got nothing to do with that. And if the value went up, they should be happy, right?
What I'm saying is, Elon Musk has been accused by our government of tampering with the market before.
He's a mess.
Before, but not in this case. Like, so I say I want to buy this company. Y'all start releasing data to me, and I'm looking like, I don't want to buy that no more. Not for that price. Like, it don't add up. So you go because I back up and get out of it, you gonna penalize me. What about Twitter? Should they lower the price? Like, why ain't they lowering the price then? Like that, you can't make me spend my money. We ain't signed no contract. You can't make me spend my money. I don't care what I say. I don't care if you're a publicly held company. That's my opinion. I don't know if that holds up in law.
Quick question. I'm trying to look it up right now because I know from headlines, but not really the detail of the story. Is what was presented to Elon Musk versus what he found out, are those two different things? I know, like, how many active users, one thing, but is that enough to be like, oh, I'm not going to like what is the gap in what expectation was versus reality? Do you know that by any chance?
I don't know that.
I don't know exactly. All I remember was Elon accused Twitter of misrepresenting the amount of real users on their application. Because there's a lot of bots on Twitter that aren't real people, but I guess they misrepresented that. But I do know that the reason why I'm thinking and looking at the way I presented it is because, like I said, he's been accused, or at least has in some instances tampered with like markets before, and I'm looking at it from the angle of you've already done it once, and that destabilized some things, and now you're coming over here. And like you said, it could have been one of those things where he saw something, he didn't like it, and he's backing out. But like, I feel like there's a difference between me reneging on somebody $20 and us doing a double-digit $1 billion deal that affects a lot of other stuff.
But is it reneging if the contract no longer suits you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, reneging is when you break the contract.
Right.
Where you all have
agreed
to. Or can y'all hear me?
Yeah. No, I was
okay. It's when y'all have agreed to terms, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, thank you. However, if the terms state, hey, now maybe Elon's lawyers were more savvy than Twitter's, where they had it where they could they need to get all this information, had all these prerequisites, but Elon still had the right to back out, then that's on Twitter. And I'm not an Elon fan, but I don't like, there's a difference between, like, I don't know how you can renege on a contract. You either follow through, you have the rights to do what you do, or you breach a contract. Breach a contract, that means that there are specific clauses that were violated. Unless they can say there were specific clauses, then Twitter just feels shitty. They feel like they got done dirty. That's about it.
Yeah.
They salty. But if he didn't breach a contract, he ain't break no law.
Okay. I can see that.
That's business.
Yeah. So I guess I can see. I don't know. I can't even see the American government's position here coming in trying to do anything to him. Now, I will say he wanted to buy. My opinion, he wanted to buy Twitter in order to manipulate markets. I think that's the only reason he wanted to own the platform. But I mean, I don't know how you make somebody buy something. Like, I don't want it no more. I changed my mind. Like,
I just remember I actually do remember one of the things that happened. So I remember he was tweeting about Dogecoin. Remember that? And it just shot up for no reason, and there was no value back behind it. And now, because of that, I think they're actually regulating a cryptocurrency way different now because of that particular thing. And that's what I mean. It just seems like a play.
Well, that's what I was saying. He just wanted to buy Twitter so he could influence, public sentiment, because it drives thought, right? It really does. But he ain't the only person that manipulate crypto markets, right? And crypto supposedly is supposed to be hands-free from the government, that they can't regulate it in that way. So the government is trying to regulate its citizens and their use of it. But nobody, is decentralized. So, they didn't try to do the American crypto to get you to buy it and all that stuff, but nobody's buying because we might as well just get the American dollar.
Okay.
But
and while he may have technically manipulated the market, it's not wrong for him to do so. And if anything, I could see him using that as a bargaining strategy. Tactic was showing how much influence he has, and that's okay. We may not like it, but he ain't breaking no laws.
Yeah.
Well, there's the thing about that I don't necessarily 100% agree with. So during the GameStop thing, and on Reddit, there was like a thread talking about people were saying buy GameStop and all this other stuff, and now lawmakers came out. It's like we got to stop that, but that was the common man. But it's okay for Elon to do it.
No, it's okay. It's okay for banks to get together and collude to do it. People with big money, they don't talk about their collusion in the markets, right? But when the common man got together on Reddit, now they like, nah, let's not do it. And you know, Elon is the rebel anyway. But back behind all of this stuff is BlackRock. You know, all these big investment hedge funds, billionaires. They're behind the crypto markets, they're behind the stock market, and they're colluding and doing all of these things. The only difference is they own the legislators, right?
Now, speaking of the banks, there's something that another part that's like it's really a separate topic, but it's something I want to segue into. Did y'all read about how in Spain they're taxing banks to fund what is it, education and transportation and stuff, like public transportation and things like that? And it's like it's supposed to make up for the gap of the past couple of years how COVID has affected the economy around the world. So they're taxing banks. Like, I guess if they weren't taxing them before, they're taxing them more now to make up. So they're not taxing their people. They're going after the big corporations and the banks over there in Spain, and they're making the difference up through that money. And apparently, it is made public transportation free for these next several months just off the surplus of money they have. They're paying for kids' schooling 100% with that money. I think it's university education as well. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that here, but
No, it ain't gonna work here, but it won't work here because the people will vote against it. They just stupid. The country ain't got no damn sense, man. Like they do everything to fight against themselves in hopes of one day they're gonna be a billionaire, and then they don't want to be a billionaire and then be getting taxed like this, right? It's like the craziest fallacy. But they get regular people that would benefit from these things to vote against it. It's kind of, I don't know. That's the insanity of the country.
I mean, what do you think about this, Grandpa?
I'm lost, so I won't comment.
Josh was saying that Spain is taxing the banks in
yeah,
order to.
yeah, I heard that part.
Yeah, do you think that'll ever happen here? Like, do you think they'll tax the banks in order to so that they won't tax you and I so much?
No, they don't tax nobody but the poor man here.
Right.
Folks got money, man. They get the lawyer, just like what's going on now with the January the 6th. All these different lawyers, they talking this lawyer talk. Everybody should have been in jail by now.
Yeah,
those trials are going
actually,
on.
what they're actually doing is Spain is imposing new taxes on large banks and energy companies to make up for the price of inflation, the cost of inflation, right? So it's like the energy companies and everyone is making the energy companies are making the most money off the influx of inflation because it's causing stuff to cost more, and they're like, we're just going to tax you more, and we're going to make up for all the extra money y'all getting through that. And apparently, like I said, it's apparently helping their people out a lot.
That's interesting because, like, if they just gonna tax them and take the money, why raise the prices? Right.
So, from my understanding, at least for America, inflation is controlled by the Federal Reserve, which is a private company. It's not a part of the government at all, and they control the inflation rates of what we do here. So I'm assuming that banks over there do something similar, being outside the government's pocket. That's just an assumption. So let me see.
I have zero idea.
So this is from Bloomberg. The levy on the financial institutions and energy firms will last for 2 years. The government expects the former to raise 1.5 billion euros per year, while the windfall tax on the energy firms, which have benefited from surging prices, will cost $2 billion per year. So they're getting an extra $3.5 billion of tax revenue just from taxing the banks and the energy firms. Like the inflation squeeze. So like inflation over there is at about 10% right now in Spain. And they went down, they investigated, and they were like, well, these are the entities that are benefiting the most from inflation, so we're just going to tax them.
I don't understand how that I don't understand how that happens. I don't get their laws. You know, could you imagine being a bank owner and you just are an energy company and you like we just gonna tax you?
Like, let's say large banks and energy companies. So if you're like a small time like village energy company, they're coming for you. They're coming for people who got big B's in profit and things in the front of their name.
Yeah, but even if you big B's in profit, right? Like, how would you feel about that? Like, I'd be disgusted.
I mean,
we had our best year ever, and you just go take 40% of it just cause?
I don't know. I don't know how many companies there. I don't know how many banks and companies this is affecting. So I don't know how that money is just getting dispersed between them, taken from them dispersed wise. But I mean, we as American citizens, we pay however amount depending on your tax bracket, and we deal with it. And these companies are I saw something today where somebody said, "Remember, it's Amazon Prime Day, and Amazon got out of paying $5.6 billion in taxes through whatever." So I mean, these companies are getting away without paying tax all the time, and they're not trickling down that money, that savings to their workers. So,
But that's why I say I don't understand how it works in Spain, right? Because they can't just decide to unilaterally tax certain company here in the United States. Not that I know of. Maybe they can. I don't know, but
maybe they don't have a lobby commission. Like in America, everybody can lobby for everything. I don't know if you can lobby like that in Spain.
Yeah, like, it must be. They must not be buying their politicians, because ain't no way in hell Biden and none of these politicians is about to back anything like that, because they wouldn't get $1 for re-election. You know,
I mean, I wonder what industries. I mean, I'd assume some of the, like, at least the oil companies, like what would they pinpoint here? Like, I know
Amazon.
Oh yeah, definitely Amazon.
Well, like, yeah, the oil companies, you know, but with the rising cost of inflation, everybody that owns a business benefits, right? So it's like, how do they just determine we're gonna tax oil and we're gonna tax banking, right? Like, to say the builders didn't start raising their prices, right, and making more money. Alexa, stop.
So
right, the restaurants, McDonald's killing the game.
So I guess when the cost of energy goes up, it affects everything negatively too, because everyone else is paying extra to that, and they're using this money on the infrastructure. So all that money is getting passed still back to, I guess, the workers who are building and everything like that. I'm sure somebody is skimming off it somehow. There's always a play, but like, I'm not mad at this move. I mean, we always talk about we want our corporations to pay their fair share, and Spain's like, bet we're doing it this way though.
I mean, but here we go with this socialism shit. It's the devil, man. Don't you know socialism is the devil? That's your American citizens talking, not me, by the way. But I mean, that's why you can't do it here. The American people are gonna fight, even though it would benefit them, which is, you know, because like the healthcare industry, right? Like, they just making trillions of dollars.
You know what? I actually read something yesterday. So, have you heard about that Marcel for Congress guy? I think I told you about him, but he was running on a reparations platform in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
But he tweeted out yesterday that he went to, I think, CVS to get some of his medication, but his insurance had like ran out the 2 days before, and he was like, "This one cost him like $1,000 or something to get his meds, right?" But the person at the cashier ran up the Good RX thing. She had like they had like the little tag. You know, if you sign up for Good RX, they're supposed to look for deals for you. They just scanned it for him, and it went down to $150 or something like that. Like, it's wild that you got to have people working there feeling bad for you, making sure that you can get your medications for a reasonable price.
That person's gonna get fired.
Oh yeah, he didn't say their name, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they can figure it out. But like, it's wild to me. Like, think about that. Your medication went from costing you with the copay with your insurance like $20, but But when you don't got it, it's $1,000, and you got to get on GoodRx to knock it down 85%. Like they trying to kill people with that.
Literally, they doing that.
Yo, Steven, what do you think about this, man? You got yourself on mute, or unless you in a meeting.
No, I'm right here. So I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. Like the way I feel about it is, I think from fiscal standpoint, I lean a little bit more like, hey, like not so much government insight. I feel like there's certain classes of individuals that probably need protection just because of systematic things that are put in place. So I believe that's in the case, but I don't know. Kind of to what Uncle was talking about, was like, how do you pinpoint specifically these specific companies? Now, I work in the mortgage field, and looking at the cost of houses, like home prices and stuff, I need to try to pinpoint like who's making all the money off of this. You know what I mean? Because in that situation, the average consumer who's selling this house is getting a shit ton. You know what I mean? So it's like they're kind of benefit from it. Now it sucks when you got to go and try to buy another house. So those people who don't have a place to stay, to wait it out a little bit or something of that nature, they're kind of screwed over. But if I was to sell my house right now, I'd probably get a little bit more, and that's going directly into my pocket. So I don't know. I don't think it's a right or wrong answer. I do think you can probably tax the people that make a little bit more, like them couple B's and stuff. They can handle it a lot more than other individuals. I think it would not change their lifestyle as much as it would change somebody that's at our income level. But that's my opinion. And then back to like the Elon Musk thing really quickly. I was reading a little bit more. I think what happened is Twitter's mad because it looks like Elon Musk opened up and said how they figured out their percentages of like spam or fake bots, and apparently maybe like putting that information out there is what's like, oh shit, now people can tell and they know what's going on. So when I saw it and I read a part of it, I'm like, it still seems like Twitter's a very shitty company. I don't understand how they make revenue. Like, it's just confusing to me. So yeah, like I don't know. Like I get Facebook because of the ad and like they can sell stuff. I get Twitter. I get all them. But I still don't understand how Twitter's still around. It just confuses me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I understand financially. I know. I've seen ads on Twitter, but
I don't know. It's just not. It's not as like. I don't know. It's just weird.
I think it has.
From my understanding, they're not profitable.
That's what I'm like. I feel like I've never heard Twitter ever being profitable. So I don't understand how they have this evaluation of $44 billion. So like, I would probably, if I own Twitter, I'm probably more mad now because this is my closest chance of selling this and getting away from this crapshoot, and now I don't have a chance. That's what I hear. It's like, ain't nobody gonna buy Twitter now.
That sounds about right. Because, I mean, I don't know exactly how they make their money and how they've been around this long. It kind of seems like the social media of WeWork. Like it's a house of cards. And it's just waiting to stumble or fall apart. But I guess I don't know, man. It just seems weird. It just seems weird how that happens. I mean, I agree with you though about like the common man and how the tax situation works. But I do think I kind of like Spain, the route they're taking. Like I'm sure there's gonna be some changes to it too. But if they honestly did grassroots research and researched the certain companies that were just getting over during this situation and they weren't necessarily paying their fair share of taxes and they decided to tax them because of that, I don't really have a problem with that. Because I know if I do my taxes wrong for the IRS, they come to get their money. I'm gonna get audited. But you don't really see that so often with these big corporations. So I mean, it is what it is. Just if you do what you're supposed to, and and we're supposed to be quote unquote a community, and corporations always put these, during Black History Month, they got their fists up. During Pride Month, they got their flags up. If they're really for people, they need to pay their fair share for the people.
Also, one thing that's interesting that you brought up too is looking at going back to like that Reddit thing and like them doing with GameStop. What's funny is remember I don't know if I was talking to you, but I was like, hey, they were like, hey, why don't you like Robinhood? I was like, I'm not a fan of it. It's just from what I've heard, I don't like it, and so I don't trade on the platform. I don't touch it. I just leave it alone. And this finally proved my point because I was like, there was something about it that I couldn't put my finger on. That I just felt very uncomfortable. They ended up getting lobbied by these big companies that were losing money, and like Robinhood just stopped you from being able to trade. It's like, where do you do that at, bro? If you're supposed to be this open source, if you're supposed to be like, again, for the people, but yet you're going to stop us from having an opportunity to take advantage like these other people do. Like that this was the prime example of showing like, hey, it really is a select group of individuals and companies that run and own this stuff. Because if they start losing money, then everything's wrong. But if everybody else start losing money, it's like, it's not a deal. It's part of the process. You know what I mean? And it was very evident in that situation. But I laughed at watching that shit happen. I was like, it's crazy.
It's not that drastic with Robinhood because freezing trading happens not often, but it happens when there's severe declines in like a short period of time on a particular stock, like severe, like the GameStop, like how they suspended trading on GameStop, right? But that was a pump and dump, so that was like a planned thing. This happens not only that happened not only on Robinhood, Charles Schwab, all of the platforms shut down and stopped allowing trading during those instances. That happens a lot. Robinhood's kind of like a flawed business system. I mean, scheme. I shouldn't say scheme, but they got a flawed business plan that most people think, right? But I think over time, I think they're going to win, honest with you, because the young people use, when the money shows up, it just makes sense when the money shows up.
I mean, I guess I'm not one of those. I like using Fidelity. I've been using Fidelity since I started working. It's just an easier interface to me. And like when I call the number, I get somebody picking up the phone from Fidelity. I ain't heard horror stories about Robinhood and their customer service.
Also,
Yeah, I don't use Robinhood.
This is very random. I don't feel comfortable with any platform that doesn't like. This is why I use Cash App, but I don't like use it. It's because I don't feel comfortable with anything that doesn't provide an easy way to extrapolate data.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems weird to me. It's like, why can't I get like something I can print out saying this is what I'm doing, like through Cash App or Fidelity or something like that? Like not Fidelity, but through Robinhood. Like you don't get statements. It's just weird to me. It's just very like weird. I don't know. So probably doesn't have to deal with anything, but it's just me probably my pet peeves. But
well, that makes sense. Like you should be able to get some documentation when you want, when it involves your money. Like at any given time, I can go on USA and get a document that they make every like month or whatever of like all the statements, right? Or I can go on, like you said, Fidelity, and they'll just send you stuff in your email like, hey, we got these documents ready for you. Like that gives you some type of peace of mind because there's a paper trail. You can point to something happened this month, and I need to figure out what.
And not even saying that they're doing something wrong. It's like for me, like I want to be able to find something. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to find something like in Cash App. Like I was supposed to help somebody with like a raffle ticket, and I was like, well, I thought I paid you, and he was like, well, I don't have it. I was like, well, me going back and trying to find it, it was just like a pain in the ass.
Well, on Cash App, though, it will, if you go to like when you pay someone on Cash App, it says like all the list of people like that you paid on Cash App.
Yeah, but when it's big font, I gotta scroll. I'm doing all this.
Oh.
Like if I look at the bank statement, bro, I have it separated from deposits and
gotcha.
you know what I mean. So I just look and it's like it's on the first page. I'm like, boom, here it is. It's just like I said, ease of process. So again, it's not a faulty thing. I'm just saying the user face and the interaction with me. I'm not a fan of these apps and the user face.
Is that Samara? She coming in?
You know she's not coming on, bro. You might as well let that.
I'll call Ashley here.
She also cited out there's a beer in there. They didn't think it was a beer. I don't know how they bought it, but it's like some can or something like that. So you're gonna have to try to drink it because
tell them to bring it in here. I want to see what it looks like so we can show Grandpa.
Let me go find it.
Look at that. You don't bring the family on the video.
No. His family.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for that, Grandpa, how was the ginger today?
How was the ginger?
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it tastes better than last week.
What you rating it?
Oh, I don't know. What I give it last week? 6? 6?
Yeah,
5?
I think you gave it a 6. 6.5.
Yeah, that's probably where it's at today. It's holding strong.
I told you, and that's not a regular beer like you normally drink. So we done found something out of the box for you.
Yeah, the ginger kind of stands out, and it
Yeah,
tastes pretty good.
not bad. What is this? Rogue Pineapple Party Punch. They didn't think that was a beer?
Yeah, they thought it was something else, and they like her and my mom tried to drink it, and it was like, holy crap, this is beer. This is nasty. It says it's a hazy India
Oh,
pale ale brewed with pineapple and toasted coconut.
yeah, that's gonna be something else. I know. I'll try it because y'all got it. Don't want to waste it, but I know what that's gonna be like.
Yeah, this says dare, risk, and dream. So I don't know if I want to like in that
Dare,
order.
risk, or dream.
It says dare, risk, then dream. So I don't know if I want to go that route because if I'm dreaming, I might be unconscious. So I don't know. It makes me a little uncomfortable.
Well, I know you gotta get back to working. So let's do our final thoughts because it's actually getting close to 3. Grandpa, why don't you go first for your final thought?
My final thought is I'll be ready next week. Something happened this time, man. I had to shut down to get on. So my final thought is I'm gonna improve.
I like that, Grandpa. I like that. I'm gonna improve too. What
Yeah.
about you, good brother? What's your final thought?
3 things. One, I need to get your uncle's phone number because I want to make sure we promote his business, and we are trying to go to a couple different countries in Africa. So I need to go there. So that's one.
Oh,
Um,
did you get the website I sent you?
yeah, but I want to go to Egypt. That I forgot where that was sending me. We wanted
Okay.
to go somewhere else, so that's why I was like, okay, let me figure that out. Number two is I don't believe there can be complete and total like reform that will basically protect or encourage like black people like in finances. I think we can create pockets of individuals or cities and locations that can be like safe havens for us. But that's kind of like the route that we need to go through. Is like more like grassroots efforts. Because I think if we tackle like huge, big policy and big other things, I don't think we're going to find the success that we need as quickly as we need it. So it needs to be a little bit more grassroots areas. Like, all right, cool. Like, how do we create a whole bunch of like Atlanta's, some Houston's, and other places like that, and provide like safe haven financially. Um, and the third thing is I don't know, man. Like at some point in my life, I'm gonna have to drink beer, and we'll just try it. And yeah, I don't know. We gotta figure it out. So I know my mom didn't believe that you got them lamb chops where you got them from. By the way, she thought
Why?
you were joking. She thought you were joking.
I never joke about that.
Hey, ma, that's it. She was like, this is fantastic. We're like, no, this is where he got it from. And she was like, no, I thought he was joking. I was like, no, that's dead serious where he got the lamb chops from. So if you want to get them, we'll take you there. We'll go.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'll take Mama there.
yeah, bro. So it's gonna be on there.
It's actually now I think about it, it's downriver. If I'm thinking about the place, it's not too actually far from where you live. It's actually it's if I'm thinking about the location, it's probably in because it's over there. It's not. It's downriver. It's off Jefferson, but it's downriver off Jefferson. Like off
Well,
70
hey,
a bit.
we'll set it up.
Have to set it up. Like my final thought is this tastes like how chips and salsa feels when you burp. That's my critique of it.
Would you repeat? I didn't quite get it. What did you say?
I say it tastes like how chips and salsa tastes like after you burp.
Oh,
So I mean, it's not horrible. Ranch Rider. If anyone's interested in trying the Ranch Rider brand, they make canned cocktails mainly tequila based. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you, good brother, for coming on as always. Grandpa, thanks for being the star of the show. I like you got the Dwayne the Rock Johnson black sweatshirt on. All you need is a gold chain. See you guys.
All right.
take care.
Take care.